If you've reached your 60s and believe that simply taking a daily walk is the best thing you can do for your health, I want you to stay with me for the next few minutes. What I'm about to share may completely change the way you think about staying strong, protecting your independence, and giving your body the support it truly needs as the years go by. For decades, walking has been promoted as the safest and most reliable exercise for older adults. And let me be clear, walking is still a wonderful habit. It supports your heart, helps your circulation, lifts your mood, and encourages you to stay active. But today's scientific understanding gives us a much clearer picture. We now know there is another simple movement that provides even greater benefits for people over 60, yet surprisingly, most older adults never include it in their daily routine. What makes this movement so remarkable is that it does far more than simply keep you moving. It helps rebuild the muscles that naturally weaken with age. It improves balance and coordination. It protects your joints instead of placing unnecessary stress on them. It strengthens your heart, supports healthy brain function, and greatly lowers the risk of falls, disability, and the gradual loss of independence that so many people fear as they grow older. Perhaps the best part is that you don't need an expensive gym membership. You don't need complicated equipment or advanced fitness experience. You don't even need to consider yourself athletic. All you need is a few minutes each day, a sturdy chair, and the willingness to give your body the kind of movement it truly responds to. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that safely and effectively. Welcome, my friend. If this is your first time here, I'm truly glad you've joined us. This channel is dedicated to practical, science-based strategies that help adults over 50 remain strong, energetic, and independent for as long as possible. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Your commitment to improving your health is something to be proud of, and today's discussion may be one of the most valuable conversations we've had together. I encourage you to stay with me until the very end, because we're not only going to uncover the one exercise that consistently outperforms walking for many adults over 60, but I'll also explain exactly why it works, how to perform it correctly, how often you should do it, and how to fit it into your routine even if you struggle with knee discomfort, back stiffness, or low energy. Now let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever noticed that even though you walk regularly, your legs still don't feel as strong as you'd like? Perhaps your balance feels a little uncertain. Maybe climbing stairs has become more tiring. Or getting out of a chair isn't quite as effortless as it once was. If any of that sounds familiar, please know that you're far from alone. Millions of older adults faithfully walk every single day, yet they continue to experience muscle weakness, poor posture, reduced balance, aching joints, and constant fatigue. The reason isn't that walking has failed them. The real issue is that walking challenges only a limited group of muscles in a repetitive forward motion. While that movement certainly has value, it doesn't provide enough resistance to slow or reverse one of the biggest biological changes that comes with aging, and that is sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. After the age of 60, our bodies naturally begin breaking down muscle faster than they rebuild it. Unless we intentionally give those muscles a reason to stay strong, that decline quietly continues year after year. And muscle is about much more than appearance. Muscle protects your joints every time you move. It helps regulate healthy blood sugar. It supports stronger bones. It improves posture. It allows you to react quickly if you lose your balance. Most importantly, it gives you the physical ability to continue living independently. Here's something many people never hear from their healthcare providers. The strongest predictor of whether someone will continue living independently through their 70s, 80s, and beyond isn't simply their body weight. It isn't their cholesterol level. And surprisingly, it isn't even the number of steps they take every day. One of the greatest predictors is the strength of their legs, the stability of their balance, and how easily they can move from sitting to standing without assistance. That simple ability reflects far more about healthy aging than most people realize. Which brings us to the exercise I want you to remember today. It's simple. It's incredibly effective. and it has helped countless older adults regain confidence in their movement. That exercise is the chair squat. Yes, something as ordinary as standing up from a chair and sitting back down again, when performed correctly, becomes one of the most effective strength-building exercises available for older adults. It may appear almost too simple to make a difference. But appearances can be deceiving. Every repetition activates some of the largest and most important muscles in your body, including your thighs, hips, glutes, abdominal muscles, and lower back. These are the very muscles you rely on every day. They help you walk comfortably. They allow you to climb stairs. They make getting out of bed easier. They help you carry groceries safely. And perhaps most importantly, they help prevent dangerous falls before they happen. Unlike walking, which gradually becomes easier because your body adapts to the same movement, chair squats continue providing a gentle but meaningful challenge. That challenge encourages your muscles to become stronger rather than simply maintaining the level they already have. Think about what actually happens every time you rise from a chair. You're lifting nearly your entire body weight against gravity. That is genuine strength training. Walking, although extremely beneficial for cardiovascular health, supports only part of your body weight because one foot always remains connected to the ground. This helps explain why someone may walk every morning for years and still struggle to stand from a low chair without using their hands. It isn't because they've become lazy. It isn't because they've lost determination. It's simply because walking alone doesn't prepare the body for the real demands of everyday life. Now, if you're beginning to wonder whether this exercise might be too difficult or whether your knees simply couldn't tolerate it, let me reassure you. When performed correctly, chair squats are considered one of the safest and most effective exercises for older adults. In fact, physical therapists around the world regularly use this exact movement during rehabilitation programs, fall prevention training, and long-term mobility improvement because it's controlled, adjustable, and easy to modify based on each person's ability. The beauty of this movement is that you stay completely in control. You choose how far you lower yourself. You control how quickly you move. And the chair behind you provides confidence and support throughout the entire exercise. In many ways, this movement meets your body exactly where it is today, while gently encouraging it to become stronger tomorrow. The next step is learning how to perform this movement correctly, because proper technique is what allows you to gain all of the benefits while keeping your joints comfortable and protected. Begin by sitting close to the front edge of a sturdy chair. Place both feet flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Keep your chest lifted naturally, relax your shoulders, and look straight ahead rather than down at your feet. From this position, gently lean your upper body forward just enough from your hips. Then press firmly through your heels and slowly rise to a standing position. There's no need to rush. Move with control. Feel the muscles in your thighs, hips, and glutes doing the work. Once you're standing, straighten your body comfortably without locking your knees. Then begin lowering yourself back toward the chair by bending your hips and knees at the same time. Control the movement all the way down until you lightly touch the chair before sitting completely. That completes one repetition. If you're just beginning or you feel slightly unsteady, don't hesitate to use the chair's armrests or place your hands gently on your thighs for support. There is absolutely nothing wrong with using assistance while your body develops strength. As your muscles become stronger and your confidence grows, you can gradually perform the movement with your arms crossed comfortably over your chest. One of the most encouraging discoveries from recent research is that this simple sit-to-stand movement predicts healthy aging surprisingly well. Studies have shown that older adults who are able to complete more sit-to-stand repetitions within 30 seconds generally experience fewer falls, maintain greater independence, and often enjoy longer, healthier lives than those who struggle with the movement. In many cases, this straightforward test reflects functional health even better than several traditional medical measurements. That's because it measures something truly meaningful. It measures your body's ability to handle everyday life. But the benefits extend far beyond stronger legs. Every time you perform this movement, your heart naturally works a little harder to deliver oxygen-rich blood throughout your body. Circulation improves. Your cardiovascular system becomes more efficient. Your endurance gradually increases. And over time, daily activities begin requiring much less effort than they once did. You're not simply exercising individual muscles. You're strengthening your entire body as one connected system. There's another fascinating process taking place inside your body that many people have never heard about. Whenever your muscles work against resistance, they release remarkable signaling molecules called myokines. You can think of them as tiny chemical messengers traveling through your bloodstream, carrying instructions that support better health throughout your body. These natural compounds help lower chronic inflammation. They improve the way your body responds to insulin. They support healthier brain function. And research continues to suggest they may even help protect against several long-term diseases associated with aging. Walking certainly encourages the release of some beneficial myokines. However, resistance-based exercises such as chair squats stimulate a much stronger response because your muscles are working harder and adapting more actively. This is one reason strength training continues receiving so much attention in modern aging research. Now let's spend a moment talking about balance, because this is an area that deserves serious attention. One of the greatest threats to independence after the age of 60 isn't simply illness, it's falling. A single unexpected fall can change someone's life almost instantly. Recovery may take months. Confidence may disappear. And many older adults never fully regain the level of independence they enjoyed before that accident. The encouraging news is that balance can be trained. Every controlled chair squat teaches your muscles, your joints, and your nervous system how to work together more effectively. As you slowly stand and carefully lower yourself back down, your brain continuously receives information about body position, stability, and coordination. Over time, these communication pathways become stronger and more efficient. Your reactions improve. Your movements become steadier, and your confidence naturally begins returning. You aren't simply building muscle. You're teaching your entire body how to move safely under real-life conditions. Many people ask me the same question: how often should I perform this exercise? The answer is refreshingly simple. Start where your body is today. If 5 repetitions feel appropriate, begin with 5. If you can comfortably complete 10 or 15 while maintaining excellent form, that's perfectly acceptable as well. The goal isn't to chase a specific number. The goal is to challenge your muscles without creating joint pain. A little muscular fatigue is expected. Sharp pain is not. Even performing this movement once each day or 3 to 4 times each week can produce meaningful improvements over time. As your strength develops, you can gradually increase the number of repetitions. Another excellent way to progress is by slowing the movement itself. The slower you move while maintaining good control, the more work your muscles perform. That gentle increase in difficulty helps your body continue adapting without needing expensive equipment or heavy weights. One of the most rewarding parts of my work has been watching older adults discover just how adaptable the human body remains. I've met individuals in their 70s and even their 80s who initially needed both hands just to stand from a chair. At first, they believed weakness was simply an unavoidable part of aging. But after practicing this single movement consistently for several weeks, many of them began standing smoothly with far less effort. Their walking became steadier. Their posture improved. They reported having more confidence moving around their homes. And perhaps most importantly, they felt capable again. That transformation wasn't the result of extraordinary athletic ability. It came from small, consistent actions repeated day after day. This isn't about becoming a competitive athlete. It's about protecting something far more valuable: your independence, your confidence, and your freedom to continue living life on your own terms. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Walking still deserves an important place in a healthy lifestyle. It's excellent for your heart. It supports circulation. It improves mood. It reduces stress. And it provides gentle cardiovascular exercise that benefits almost everyone. But when walking becomes your only form of exercise, an essential piece of healthy aging is left behind. That missing piece is strength. Without strength, movement gradually becomes more difficult. Without strength, balance slowly declines. Without strength, everyday tasks become increasingly challenging. And over time, independence begins slipping away. That is precisely why this one simple exercise offers advantages that walking alone simply cannot provide for most adults over 60. Of course, it's important to approach every new exercise routine responsibly. If you've recently undergone surgery, if you experience severe joint pain, or if you have a significant medical condition, always speak with your physician or physical therapist before beginning any new exercise program. Your safety should always remain the highest priority. Never ignore sharp or persistent pain. Healthy muscles may feel tired after exercise. Pain inside the joints is a signal that deserves attention. As we continue together, I'm going to show you how to make this movement even more effective with a few simple variations you can safely perform at home. I'll also explain how combining this exercise with your daily walks creates an even stronger foundation for healthy aging. And perhaps most surprisingly, I'll show you how just 5 focused minutes each day can begin creating noticeable changes in the way your body feels within the next month. So, stay with me, because the most practical advice is still ahead. Before we continue, if you found today's discussion helpful, take just a moment to press the like button. It may seem like a small action, but it helps this information reach more people who could truly benefit from it. And if your goal is to remain active, independent, and healthy for many years to come, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future evidence-based guidance designed specifically for healthy aging. Now I'd like you to do something with me. Take a slow, comfortable breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Release any tension in your jaw. Then remind yourself of one very important truth. Your age does not determine your potential. Your past does not decide your future. And your body is capable of remarkable improvement when you consistently provide it with the right kind of movement. Let's take a deeper look at why this simple chair exercise is so powerful. Because once you understand what is happening inside your body, staying motivated becomes much easier. After the age of 60, your body naturally begins going through several biological changes. Hormone production gradually declines. Communication between your brain and muscles becomes slightly less efficient. Muscle fibers slowly shrink when they are no longer challenged on a regular basis. These changes are completely normal. They are part of the natural aging process. They are not signs that your body has failed you. But here is the encouraging news that many people never hear. Even in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, your muscles still retain an impressive ability to adapt. They continue responding to strength training throughout life. The response may occur more gradually than it did when you were younger, but the ability never truly disappears. That is one of the remarkable characteristics of the human body. Every time you lower yourself into the chair with control and then press yourself back to standing, you send a powerful biological message throughout your entire system. That message is simple. We still need strength. We still need stability. We still need coordination. Your muscles receive that message. Your nervous system receives it. Even your brain receives it. In response, your body begins strengthening the muscle fibers that are being challenged. The communication between nerves and muscles becomes more efficient. Movement patterns become smoother. Your joints begin working together more effectively. Little by little, your body starts rebuilding abilities that may have seemed lost. Walking certainly keeps your body moving, but it doesn't create this same level of strength-building stimulus because the challenge simply isn't great enough. Now imagine something with me for just a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and standing out of bed without that familiar feeling of weakness or stiffness. Picture yourself getting up from your favorite chair without pushing down on the armrests. Imagine climbing a flight of stairs without needing to pause halfway to catch your breath. These improvements aren't unrealistic goals. They are exactly the kinds of changes that occur when you gradually strengthen the muscles responsible for everyday movement. And the beauty of the chair squat is that it trains those muscles in the same way you actually use them during daily life. There is another subject we need to discuss because it affects millions of older adults, yet very few people openly talk about it. That subject is the fear of falling. Many people quietly begin limiting their activity because they worry about losing their balance. They stop taking longer walks. They avoid stairs whenever possible. They become cautious about leaving the house alone. At first, these changes may seem like reasonable precautions, but something unexpected begins happening. The less you move, the weaker your muscles become. The weaker your muscles become, the less stable you feel. And the less stable you feel, the greater your fear becomes. Eventually, that fear creates exactly the condition it was trying to prevent. This becomes a cycle that slowly reduces both strength and confidence. Chair squats interrupt that cycle in one of the safest ways possible. Every repetition allows you to practice standing and sitting in a stable, controlled environment. Your chair remains behind you for support. Your movements stay slow and deliberate. And with every successful repetition, your confidence grows right alongside your strength. Eventually, your body begins trusting itself again. That's a powerful transformation. Another reason this exercise is so valuable is that it's surprisingly gentle on the joints when performed correctly. Many people assume strength training automatically means putting excessive stress on the knees or hips. But that's not the case here. As you slowly lower yourself toward the chair, your muscles absorb much of the workload. Instead of allowing the joints to take sudden impact, your muscles act like natural shock absorbers. This creates a smooth, controlled movement that is far kinder to aging joints than activities involving jumping, twisting, or sudden directional changes. You're building strength without unnecessary impact. That's exactly what many older joints need. Now perhaps you're listening and thinking, this sounds encouraging, but my knees already bother me. Or maybe you're saying, my lower back has been stiff for years. Perhaps you've simply been inactive for a long time and aren't sure where to begin. If that's you, I want you to hear this very clearly. Those concerns are completely understandable. Your body has a history, but your history does not have to define what happens next. If your knees feel sensitive, simply reduce the depth of the movement. Only lower yourself as far as feels comfortable. If your back feels stiff, keep your chest lifted, move slowly, and avoid rushing through the exercise. If you've been inactive for months or even years, begin with only 3 or 4 repetitions. That's enough. The goal isn't to impress anyone. The goal is to create consistency, because consistency changes the body. Intensity does not. Perfection does not. Consistency does. 5 minutes performed nearly every day will almost always produce greater long-term results than one exhausting workout performed once every couple of weeks. Your muscles respond best when they're reminded regularly that they still have an important job to do. There's another simple technique that makes this exercise even more effective, and it's something many people overlook: breathing. As you press yourself up into a standing position, gently breathe out through your mouth. As you slowly lower yourself back into the chair, breathe in through your nose. This natural breathing rhythm helps stabilize your core muscles, supports your spine, and allows your blood pressure to remain more balanced throughout the movement. Small details like these often make a surprisingly big difference. Now think about connecting this habit with something you already do every day. Perhaps perform your chair squats before breakfast, maybe while waiting for your morning tea or coffee, or during a television commercial in the evening. When exercise becomes part of an existing daily routine instead of another task on your schedule, it becomes much easier to maintain. and habits that are easy to maintain are the ones that stay with you for years. That is where lasting results are created. There's another benefit to becoming stronger that often goes unnoticed, and I believe it deserves much more attention. As we grow older, many people begin feeling as though their world is gradually becoming smaller. Activities they once enjoyed start feeling more difficult. Simple outings require more planning. Travel begins to feel tiring. Even visiting family or spending time with friends may seem like more effort than it used to. Slowly, and often without realizing it, life becomes increasingly limited. But something remarkable happens when physical strength begins returning. As your body becomes more capable, your confidence naturally grows with it. You become more willing to leave the house. You feel more comfortable accepting invitations. You look forward to walking through the park, shopping without worrying about fatigue, or enjoying time with loved ones without constantly thinking about your energy level. This is why physical strength and emotional well-being are so closely connected. When your body feels stronger, your outlook often becomes brighter as well. Confidence doesn't come only from what you think. It also comes from what your body proves to you every single day. Now, once you've practiced chair squats consistently for several weeks and the movement begins feeling easier, you don't necessarily need heavier weights or complicated equipment to continue improving. There are very simple ways to increase the challenge while keeping the exercise safe. One of my favorite methods is slowing down the lowering phase. Instead of sitting down at your normal pace, gently lower yourself over 3 slow seconds. 1, 2, 3, then stand back up with steady control. That slower movement asks your muscles to work much harder. It improves muscle strength. It enhances joint stability. And because everything happens gradually, it remains gentle on your knees and hips. Another excellent progression is adding a brief pause just before you sit completely. Lower yourself slowly until you're just above the chair. Hold that position for 1 comfortable second. Then finish sitting down. Although that pause lasts only a moment, your muscles immediately notice the difference. Your thighs, hips, and core remain engaged the entire time. Small adjustments like these may seem insignificant, but when repeated consistently over weeks and months, they create impressive improvements in strength, balance, and control. Now let's bring walking back into the conversation, because I don't want anyone leaving with the impression that walking is no longer important. Nothing could be further from the truth. Walking continues to be one of the best activities for supporting cardiovascular health. It improves circulation. It benefits your lungs. It helps manage stress. It lifts your mood. It supports cognitive function. And many people simply enjoy the peaceful routine that walking provides. The key is understanding that walking and strength training serve different purposes. Rather than choosing one over the other, think of them as partners working together. Walking nourishes your heart. Chair squats nourish your muscles, bones, and nervous system. When you combine both, your body receives a much more complete form of exercise. If you're already walking every day, that's wonderful. Keep doing it. Simply perform a few chair squats before your walk or shortly afterward. That small addition can make a surprisingly meaningful difference. Within a few weeks, many people begin noticing that each step feels steadier. Their legs feel more powerful. Standing for longer periods becomes easier. Climbing stairs requires less effort. And daily tasks no longer leave them feeling exhausted. These aren't dramatic overnight changes. They're the natural result of giving your body exactly what it has been asking for. Now I'd like to gently remind you of something that I hope stays with you long after this video ends. You are not broken. You are not fragile. And you are certainly not too old to become stronger. Your body remains incredibly adaptable throughout life. It was designed to respond to movement. It was designed to repair. It was designed to improve whenever you consistently provide the right signals. Every chair squat sends one clear message to your body. We still need strength. And your body listens. It begins adapting. It begins rebuilding. It begins preparing you for the movements that matter most in everyday life. I also want to speak directly to anyone who may be feeling discouraged today. Perhaps you've started exercise programs before but struggled to continue. Maybe pain interrupted your progress. Perhaps life simply became busy and your health slowly moved down the list of priorities. Or maybe you've reached a point where you've convinced yourself that it's simply too late to make meaningful improvements. If any of those thoughts sound familiar, I want you to pause for a moment, because none of those experiences determine what happens next. The only thing that truly matters is the decision you make today. And that decision doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't require running a marathon. It doesn't require spending hours in a gym. Your next step may be as simple as standing up from your chair 5 careful times today. That's enough. Real progress rarely comes from one extraordinary effort. It comes from ordinary actions repeated consistently. Those quiet daily choices slowly reshape your muscles. They strengthen your balance. They improve your confidence. And over time, they completely change the way your body feels. As you continue practicing this movement, don't expect the biggest changes to appear first. Instead, pay attention to the smaller victories. You may notice yourself walking through your home with greater confidence. Perhaps you stop reaching for the furniture quite as often. You may discover that standing while preparing a meal feels easier. Maybe you finish the day with a little more energy than usual. These small improvements matter. In fact, they're often the first signs that your body is responding exactly as it should. Celebrate them. Each one is evidence that your muscles, your nervous system, and your balance are becoming stronger. Transformation doesn't happen all at once. It happens one repetition, one day, and one healthy decision at a time. And before long, those small victories become the foundation for lasting strength and lasting independence. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to show you how to turn this single movement into a complete 5-minute daily routine that strengthens your legs, improves your balance, and supports your hips without ever needing to get down on the floor. But before we finish, there's one final lesson I want to leave with you, because it may determine whether you experience real progress or become frustrated despite your best efforts. One of the biggest mistakes I see older adults make is believing that more is always better. They become excited to improve their health, so they do far too much during the first few days. They push through fatigue. They perform more repetitions than their muscles are prepared for. Sometimes they even ignore discomfort because they believe soreness means success. Then, a day or two later, they wake up feeling exhausted or stiff. Instead of continuing, they stop altogether. Unfortunately, this pattern repeats itself over and over again. The truth is that healthy aging isn't built through occasional bursts of intense effort. It's built through small actions performed consistently over months and years. Your muscles don't become stronger because you exhausted them once. They become stronger because you gave them a reason to adapt again and again. That's why I encourage you to think long-term. Don't ask yourself whether today's exercise transformed your body. Instead, ask whether today's exercise moved you one small step closer to becoming stronger next month, 6 months from now, and next year. Those are the changes that truly matter. Another common mistake is rushing through each repetition. Many people focus only on standing up as quickly as possible, but your muscles gain the greatest benefit when they remain under gentle control throughout the entire movement. Move slowly. Feel your feet pressing firmly into the floor. Notice your thighs and hips working together. Pay attention to your breathing. The quality of each repetition is always more important than the quantity. Even 5 excellent repetitions are often more valuable than 20 careless ones. I also encourage you to listen carefully to your body rather than comparing yourself with someone else. Everyone begins from a different place. Some people can comfortably perform 15 chair squats on their first day. Others may begin with only 3. Both starting points are perfectly acceptable. Progress is never measured by where someone else begins. It's measured by how consistently you continue improving from where you are today. As your confidence grows, you'll likely discover that many daily activities begin feeling easier without you even thinking about it. Standing after a meal won't require as much effort. Walking through the grocery store may feel less tiring. Carrying laundry becomes more comfortable. Climbing stairs becomes steadier. Even getting in and out of a car often feels smoother. These improvements may seem ordinary, but they represent something extraordinary. They mean your body is becoming more capable of supporting the life you want to live. I also want to remind you that proper nutrition and adequate rest play an important role in this journey. Your muscles need quality protein, vitamins, minerals, hydration, and enough sleep to recover and become stronger. Exercise provides the signal. Good nutrition provides the building blocks. Recovery allows the adaptation to occur. When these pieces work together, your body performs exactly as it was designed to. Remember, healthy aging isn't about trying to look decades younger. It's about preserving your ability to enjoy everyday life. It's about having enough strength to play with your grandchildren, enough balance to walk confidently without fear, enough endurance to travel, garden, cook, shop, or simply enjoy an active day without feeling exhausted afterward. These are the goals that truly matter, and they're goals that remain achievable for far longer than many people realize. Science continues to show us something incredibly hopeful. The human body maintains an amazing capacity to adapt throughout life. Even after the age of 60, 70, or 80, muscles continue responding to resistance. Balance continues improving with practice. Coordination continues becoming more refined. The body never completely loses its ability to learn. It simply needs consistent encouragement. That's why I want you to make one simple promise to yourself today. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait until next month. Don't wait until you feel more motivated. Begin with the body you have today. Stand up from your chair. Sit back down with control. Repeat the movement a few times. Tomorrow, do it again. Small actions performed every day create results that once seemed impossible. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize that the things which once felt difficult have become part of your normal routine again. That is the quiet power of consistency. If today's video has encouraged you, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me your age. I'd also like to know whether walking has been your primary form of exercise, or if you've already included strength training in your weekly routine. I genuinely read your comments, and your experiences help shape future videos so I can continue creating content that answers the questions that matter most to this community. If you found value in what we've discussed today, please consider subscribing to the channel. Together we're building a community dedicated to aging with strength, confidence, and independence instead of fear. And if you haven't already, gently tap the like button. That simple click helps this message reach countless other people who may be searching for practical, science-backed guidance to improve their health. Before we say goodbye, take one final slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Sit a little taller. And remember this: growing older is inevitable. Growing weaker is not. Every healthy choice you make today is an investment in the freedom you'll enjoy tomorrow. Your body is still listening. Your muscles are still capable of adapting. Your future is still being written by the decisions you make each day. So begin today. Stay consistent. Trust the process. And give yourself permission to become stronger than you were yesterday. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take good care of yourself. Keep moving with purpose, and I'll look forward to seeing you again in the next video.